Okay, the service drop coming to the house. I'm not a tall man. It looks like it's about 10 feet. 10 feet off the ground. It comes over here. This is the electric power supply conduit. That's the weather mast or bell head. Okay, so the drip loop here, it's touching the roof covering. It's touching the roof covering. And then we have another cable that's through here. They call it a wire, a guide wire. And that's the one that your service drop's hanging on. And its insulator is loose. I don't even know why it has an insulator, but it has one and it's loose, so I'll say it. The insulator's loose. This is the back of the house. This is the north side. This is the electric meter. It should be sealed on 3 sides to keep moisture from getting back there. Same thing with the main service panel, load center, breaker box. 3 sides. It's been printed. No, excuse me, it has not. Okay, that's block writing. That's handwritten. It's supposed to be printed. See, this is air conditioner right here. See that printing? The manufacturer thinks that it should be printed. The code thinks that it should be printed. And by the way, air conditioner 1, see? 40 amps. Air conditioner is overfused. That fuse is too large for the air conditioning unit. So that's what we got going on here. It's 150 amps. L1 and L2 should have rubber covers on them. They've already got bumpers. If you don't understand, those are real hot. I mean, you do not belong in this cabinet, I get that. But they should have rubber covers on them. It's a safety thing. A couple years ago, they weren't required. A few years ago, they weren't required. They've been required for a couple years now. Your main neutral should be wrapped with white tape, which it has been. That's a good thing. It's supposed to be 4 wraps. That's kind of pushing it. I mean, wraps are not 4 times around. It's supposed to be 4. Coming along, white hots should be wrapped with like red tape. This one should be wrapped with red or black tape. Should be wrapped. It's okay to double ground wires. It's not okay to double neutral wires, these white ones. And come over here, I don't know how they did it. They said, well, you know what? We just can't leave today unless we give the home inspector something to write about. But there's a double lug neutrals right in there. We got double lug neutrals. The bonding location is supposed to be posted in here, and you can scribble that. And then the manufacturer expects some duplicity. That's why they gives you these 2 registers. That's why you have 2 registers, and there isn't any duplicity. The grounding rod, they're 8 feet. 8 feet. They're supposed to be buried 8 feet, not 7 feet 6 inches. And I get it. The electrician can come in and he can read it. They did it on my house. And he gets in there and he measures the resistance, and that's enough, and it satisfied the code inspector at my house. So maybe that's what happened here. I don't know. I don't know what happened here. So I'm going to write it up. We got a 1 main ground coming in. By today we'd have 2 grounding rods that weren't buried properly. This middle pipe over here, not the gas pipe, not the water heater safety pan, not the TMP, but this pipe right here, the one with the blue on it, that's accidental. Okay, it's draining. See all the moss? It's draining too close to the house. When this house was built, they didn't have, or it wasn't common for most residences, most regular folks to have central air conditioning. We had window units, and we had swamp coolers, and whole house fans. We had other devices. We didn't have central. A lot of us didn't have central back in the day. So if this house was built this morning, then your central air conditioning, your evaporator coil, that drain line would most likely go into the sewer inside the house. And only the secondary would come out. Only the secondary would come out. So, in which, by the way, I don't see a secondary. It might have a safety float switch. Might have one of those. But we'll find out when we go inside. I haven't been inside yet. I'm going to go inside. I want to see. But it's okay for your evaporator coil to discharge to the exterior. There isn't a code against that, but it's not supposed to discharge into a place where it can be a nuisance. And next to your house is a nuisance where all that moss is growing. Termites are going to love that. And then we're on expansive clay soil, so if the rest of the yard dries up, this is going to be swelling up and causing cracks and things. Oh, cracks like that? Causing cracks like that? I don't know. It might cause a crack like that. I'm not going to pretend I know what I'm talking about. Kind of am. I think I know some things. The insulation on the low pressure refrigerant line is giving up the ghost here. And the reason why we don't use that anymore, that's the wrong insulation. When this unit was installed, it's only like 3 years old. When this unit was installed, that was the wrong insulation. It's supposed to be a rigid insulation. And when this unit was installed, these, Schrader valves, look that up. But your refrigerant piping, service, port, valves should have anti-theft caps on them. And again, that was required when this home was built, as was the better insulation. All those were required. This condensing unit. Oh, here's the electric. There's the sewer. Hello. Oh, that's why I found it upside down. You'll see that video sooner or later. Okay. This is your main electric service disconnect, and it should be sealed on 3 sides. There's the wiring. We'll take a peek at it. See what it looks like. See if it's good for us. This is your service data plate. The service data plate tells me, unless I'm wrong, but it tells me that this unit was installed in 2018. 2018. And it tells me that this unit is 36 divided by 12 is 3 tons. It tells me that this is the good refrigerant. This is R410A. That's a good thing to have. Good thing to have. It tells us that the maximum fuse is 30 amp. Oh, we got a 40 amp fuse over there. It's overfused. 30 amp fuse will pop to save this equipment. But you got a 40 amp fuse. It's still good to go. Let her run. Let her run. That's supposed to save this unit. That's what its job is. I understand, you get Uncle Harm in here and he's going to say, you know what? They've got 3 different systems in there. Boy, you're supposed to have 3 different systems or 2 different systems or a backup. Yes, that compressor's thermally protected. Well, maybe, but why do airplanes have 2 wings in case one of them falls off? So there should be a rain diverter up here to divert water off of the condensing unit. There should be. And that's the electrical, and yeah, we've got an indoor air handler to work with, and we will. I'm just not sure where it's going to be. We're going to find it. I don't know where we're going to find it, if the attic or a closet. So, recap: electric service, condensing unit. Condensing unit's overfused. Double lug neutrals. Improper labeling. Grounding rod not properly buried. Drain line too close. Wrong type of refrigerant insulation. Refrigerant piping insulation. Wrong type of Schrader valve caps. Should be sealed.